Welcome back to Jason's Pen Journey. It's been a little bit since I recorded a video. I've been doing some traveling, had some work stuff, had some vacation stuff going on, and so it's been a bit since I've recorded a video. It's actually like back to the first half of January before I actually did a recording. While I did do some posts that came out in late January and early February, those have been pre-recorded because I was traveling and then I was sick. I was, like, in between all the travel, I was sick and then just kinda getting my sea legs back under me, my land legs, after, being gone for, a few weeks, 3 out of 4 weeks, I was out of town. So things are, back to normal now, and, trying to get back in the momentum of recording and sharing content. So, it took a couple weeks to kinda have everything settle back down and feel like I was ready to start putting, my face back on camera and, figure out what I wanted to talk about. So, today is, Sunday, March 1st, and I thought it'd be a good day to, start with kinda cleaning the slate a little bit on my pens and, show you what I currently have inked up, but also talk a bit about what's coming up on the channel, in, future videos in the course of, the next few weeks here in March. So, um, first of all, I've gotten some new pens since the last video that I made. Not a lot. Well, maybe a few that are. Let me take a step back. One of the things that I'm doing that I'll be doing in March is what I'm calling. Well, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to call it, but review of several pocket pens. Um, Back in January, and for several months leading up to January, I had a Kaweco Lilliput that I carried with me all the time. It slipped into the little coin slot of my jeans, and it was kind of the constant everyday carry that I had with me, and I lost it. Um, and I don't remember if I actually talked about this on a video before, but, I lost it. I think I know where I lost it, but I wasn't able to recover it. So, um, and at that point, this was a pen that it was nothing fancy, it was nothing that incredible, but it was really tiny and it did the job of what it needed to do. And, I said, "Well," I put the call out to a couple different communities and said, "What's a good, um, alternative to the Kaweco Lilliput, as a pocket pen?" And I got a lot of reactions and a lot of responses and a lot of suggestions, and so, one of the things that I did is I ordered several of them. And so I actually have, 7, um, pocket pen replacements that I'm going to, kinda do a review of all of them and their strengths and their weaknesses and kinda how they stack up, and, I don't have a new Kaweco Lilliput, but maybe by the time I actually get around to doing that video, maybe I will get another Kaweco Lilliput just so I have that as the reference. But I remember what it's like, so, I just don't have it for visual comparison. So I'm gonna go through all those 7 pocket pens, at some point in the near future. So I've got those new pens, and I got, a few others that kinda have been trickling in the course of kinda late January and through February, and I've got, 1 more, I think, that's out for, delivery this coming week, that I just purchased, but, kinda slowed down the total number of purchases other than the 7 pocket pens. Um Slowed down a bit over the last, 6 weeks or so. The ones that I did get are a little more high end, so a little more expensive, in some cases, a lot more expensive. I have even one, like, Grail pen that I got for my birthday that my wife got me that I haven't done a video on yet. So I've got a few that I really wanna spend some time doing some videos on that are, really really cool pens, really impressive, design. Their nibs are incredible, and just want to do a deep dive into several of those. So all that's upcoming in the next several weeks. So to be recorded over the course of the next several weeks. So the other thing that I did this morning while I was waiting for some things going on at home. was clean out a bunch of pens. So in the course of the month of January into early February, I had come up with this new project that I was going to try to do that lasted kind of through until I started doing some of this travel, where I was doing one pen, 1 day, 1 pen, 1 ink. So I wanted to get through every pen in my collection once a day, with a different ink on every single pen, and see how far I could get through the course of 2026 doing that project. And it turned out I got through February 7th or so, and I had actually, planned um, several, the next couple of weeks worth, and then inked some things up that were going to be kind of just not throwaway, certainly not throwaway pens, but small amount of ink, not a huge amount, just to test the pen and kind of show and basically do um, basically one page in a specific notebook, writing about each pen and the characteristics of it and what I like about it, so that I really knew everything in my collection. Well, that project's on hold because I lost, with all the travel. It just kind of went off the rails, and I wasn't able to kind of get the momentum back on doing that. But as a result, I wound up inking up a lot of pens. So I had, as of this morning, 42 pens inked up, which is way more than I can actually use. I also found myself kind of slowing down a lot over the last few weeks in how much I was writing. So having that many pens inked up and not writing as much as I would like, really didn't make sense. So I did a big cleanup effort this morning. And 16 pens were de-inked and cleaned, and they're currently drying. So to give you an idea of what 16 pens that get cleaned in 1 day look like, here are 12 of them. These are just the caps and the bodies. Then we've got four more that were piston or vacuum fillers. So these are all of these 12 are all disassembled. Here's all the converters from those. Here's all the nibs from those, all drying out. So it's gonna take a little while to get all those, dried out. The other fun thing is gonna be matching up the converters with the right, nibs and sections, because while most of them are pretty standard, they're all basically standard, converters. Some of them are specific to the pens, like, this one here is a Leonardo. So, that'll be easy because I can match up the Leonardo to the Leonardo nib. Um, a couple of them are like this is the, from a Gravitas, Bifrost, but a lot of them are just standard converters, but a few of them of the ones that look standard and don't have labels are kind of more specific. I got to figure out which one was which. And I, of course, didn't write it down ahead of time. And that'll be a fun activity once they're all dried out to get those all back to the right places. So wish me luck on that. There's not going to be a video on that. I'm not going to do any follow up, but that'll be a fun activity getting those all back to fighting shape. So I mentioned that I cleaned out 16 pens this morning, and there were 42 pens inked up, which means that there's still 26 left to be currently inked up. So I'm going to show you those 26 pens. I'm not going to do a writing sample for all of them. Of course, they're already inked up, and some of them you've seen before. Some of them are new that are going to be shown on videos in the future, but most are ones that it's not anything that I necessarily going to spend the time doing a full video on, but I will show them to you and give you a little bit of a rundown of how they kind of fit into my uh, pen strategy in some cases, and some that are just kind of being used during this period of time while I've got that's what I got currently inked up as we start at the beginning of March. Um, None of them were inked up in March. They were all inked up in January or February. Some have been refilled several times because some of them are kind of the standard ones that I keep in rotation at all times. But let me show you the groups of pens. So one of the things I got some feedback from some folks on some of my videos that showing how the various pens compare in size is pretty helpful. So one of the things I want to get a little better at, and please remind me if I do a video without doing this, is I want to show how the pen stacks up compared to each other. Um, and size is an important thing when you're talking about the pens because the me saying that it's a good pen for the size of my hands is not really helpful unless you actually know how big my hands are and how it feels in my grip. I actually I'm going to show first. So this is the stationary stack Alfie pen tray that I think I've shown on camera before, but it's an awesome pen tray. It sits on my desk all the time. I think I've done it with a couple of videos. So it's actually a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pen tray. Fits better that way. In walnut with a gray fabric underneath. Really great for keeping on my desk. So I have kind of stacks of pen trays that are outside of my desk over in a bookcase, but this one stays on my desk all the time because it's what I've got currently inked up. So first, I'll show you the pens that come with me at all times. This is kind of my permanent rotation. It's a little rickshaw. I think this is the Fillmore model. I was confused the Fillmore model and Sinclair model, but the Fillmore model is the one that I think, and if I get that wrong, I will correct it. I'll show it on the video. But it's the one that opens up kind of like a book for 6 pens. So these 6 pens are actually the ones that come with me at all times, that are permanently inked up that I use when I go to work, when I go to the office. So it's the Gravitas Monster, the Lamy 2000 in stainless steel, the Schoen design, full size aluminum, a Pilot Custom 743, a Pilot Custom 823, and a Pilot Vanishing Point. So these 6 pens are always inked up, um, always with the same inks. They just get refilled with the same ones over and over again. Robert Oster's Sinner's Blood. This is Iroshizuku Cyan Gyo. This has Lamy Petrol. This is Iroshizuku Taksumi. This is Iroshizuku. I can never remember. It is this one is the Sayo Ro, and this is Andorelium Swordfish Blue. So uh, a lot of Iroshizuku. It's a favorite of mine. So these 6 are kind of my permanent carry. The other one that's also a permanent inked one, but is not one that leaves the house, not for any reason other than um, I use it for a specific purpose, is the Platinum 3776. The Platinum 3776 Century in the Mountain Mist. That one is inked up with Diamine Writer's Blood. This is the one I use for my evening Midori 10-year diary. So um, last year, 2025, I had it inked up with a different ink. This year, it's with the writer's blood. So every day I write, just kind of what happened, the really brief synopsis of what happened. And because it writes with such a fine line, that one is just kind of the permanent pen for that purpose. So obviously, it can be used for other things, but it stays at home. Okay. Spoiler alert. These are the pens that will be participating in my review of all the different pocket pens. I'm not going to talk about the pens themselves right now, but I'm going to give you the quick preview of which pens they are. It's the Hongdian M2, the Traveler's Company in brass, the Namisu Nova Pocket Titanium, the Schoen Pocket 6, the Spoke Axle S Titanium, Kaweco Piston Sport AL, and the Twisby Diamond Mini AL. So all very small. To give you a size comparison, here they are with the Lamy All-Star, kind of a standard size pen, very standard. So you can see all very small relative to that one, although the Twisby is a little larger. You'll see a lot more about these when I do the full review of all of these pocket pens. And since I just showed it, I'll bring the Lamy All-Star in denim back in. That's currently inked up. What else? The other interesting ones that I want to show, a couple with different nib sizes than my usual. So we have a Pilot 742 with a signature nib and a Twisby Echo with a stub. So this one is gonna, knocks around the house. I'm not really worried about this one, just the aluminum, the relatively cheap pen. Not worried about that as I move around the house. I kind of throw it around with a notebook as I move around. Um, these two are, most of my pens are with a fine nib or a fine medium and occasionally even a medium, but with a signature nib and a stub nib, I get a little more expressive in my writing. So these are nibs that I acquired not with the pens, but in trades. And so just a couple that I have some fun with. And I use for, kind of headers on paper, things like that. Good for, birthday cards and signing my name and things like that, where it's get a little more expressive with what you're showing. 9 left. Let's go through them. So one that you've seen before is the Visconti Homo sapiens with Lava Bronze Age, or the Lava Bronze Age. You've seen that one before. I've done a video on that. You've also seen the Aurora Optima in Oraloid, although you haven't seen it in action. But I did. That was what the video that I did back in, I don't know, November, December, around my Atlas Stationers haul. That was one of the pens that I got. Let's see. From one is my Sailor 1911 large in Cthulhu Green. It was the Gold Spot exclusive. I have that inked up with the Wearing Gold Call of the Cthulhu uh, ink that Gold Spot did with Wearing Gold. So when I wanted to write with a sailor, there we go. Got one ready to go. Um, Not new, but inked up again for the first time in a while is the Pelican M800, Pelican Suveron M800 in the cream and blue body. And these are all newer to my collection that you definitely have not seen before. So first up, the Mythic Pen Company. This is a one of a kind. Um, I had seen it on Instagram. I'll probably do a video on this a little more in depth. So there's no specific name for this. It's made from two different resins that I'm blanking on the name. This is not a full video on this pen, but I'll do that. Just kind of cool. Two different. It's a Conway Stewart and a Bexley resin. The guy mashed them up together into one pen, and it's just a cool design. Um, just got this one the other day. Analog Notes carbon chain. I got this secondhand from someone on the Pen Addict Slack. Um, just a one of these designs that I've seen, and it's never actually available because they only made a very limited run, which is kind of a really cool design. I inked that up with Mont Blanc Mystery Black, so it's a black on black kind of pen, but fun to have. Again, another one that's a little more knock around. Not super worried about it getting damaged. Um, so that's a cool pen that I enjoy. And then kind of three more that I'm going to highlight on the channel in coming days, weeks, months. So first up is a Newton Prospector in the small size. It's in black matte ebonite. Just got this in a couple weeks ago. Been writing with it a lot. The Conklin 1898 Spectra Fusion in the Blue Fusion. This is a stabilized wood. Another one that's really cool. I'm not thrilled with the ink that I put in it, so I may clean it before I actually do a video on it. But another really cool pen. And then to make room for the big boy that will get a video, I promise, it's the new Grail pen. My wife got this for me for my birthday last month. Well, no, actually 2 months ago now because we're in March. So this is the Pilot Custom Marushi. This is the big guy. To give you the comparison again with the Lamy All Star. Let's move this guy out of the way. There's the Lamy All Star next to it. But this is enormous. This is just a huge pen. It's a big girthy pen. Real statement pen. This one, you will not see this one out in the wild. This one doesn't leave the house. So that is my 26 pens that are currently inked up. Um, there's a couple more. Where did the other guys go? There's a couple more, a few more, and the rest are all in here. So that is the 26 that are currently inked up. And to just give you an idea, what they all are inked up with. So we have this was the stub nib in the TWSBI Eco that I used to do the bigger, more expressive title, and then just add alphabetical by maker. So I'm not going to read these out, but I'll include the list um, in the notes. But I also share this on Instagram, I think, later on today. So here's 26 pens. I only screwed up once as I was writing, where I forgot to put the nib size and the Mythic Pen Company one because that was just such a long name to try to write out. Um, but you can see not the most necessarily crazy set of inks that I'm using in terms of colors. There's no bright red. There's no orange. There's no yellow. There's nothing at the moment that has any shimmer in it. So not the most exciting lineup of ink, but it's for me this is actually pretty diverse. I've got blacks, a lot of blues and different shades of blues, some greens, some teals, the royal blue that kind of looks more purplish, a couple of reds here, um, some purples, so I think I've got a brown in there somewhere. Actually, I don't think. Oh yeah, russet brown down here. So you know, not the most expressive set of inks, but each one individually is pretty nice ink. These are there's a lot of Barishizuku in here, some diamines, Kaweco for the cartridges in a lot of places on the pocket pens, Robert Oster, Wearing Goal, Mont Blanc, Anarilium, Lamy. Yep, that's about it on the inks. So that's what I've got currently inked up in on March 1st, and that'll take me through at least a few days. Like I said, I think I do have another pen on the way. I think it'll be shipped out. Should be arriving in my hands this week. Um, it's one I've been looking forward to. Managed to get. I'll probably do a video on that, so I'm not gonna spoil what that one is yet. But I'm looking forward to getting that one in my hands, and that'll be probably number 27. Let's face it. Let's see if I can hold at that number for a little while. If I can get through the end of March with 27, that'll be a miracle. Um, some of these are going to need to be re-inked. Some of them will run dry. So we'll see. Um, anyway, that's kind of what's been going on for me. And if you want to know more about what I've been doing when I'm not making pen videos, go check out my website. I did a post a week ago, 2 weeks ago on kind of what's been going on the home life. Everything's fine. There's nothing wrong. Everything's good. Just been busy with work and travel, and then you kind of getting back into the swing of things at home. So everything's great. There's nothing to sweat. Um, but if you're curious about what's going on outside of my fountain pen videos, uh, I'll there's a link to my website down below. And, also, I've got I link to, like, my Instagram and things like that as well. I post things there, a little more frequently these days. Um, you know, just get the photos in there or kinda what's been going on, and just feel free to give me a follow. And I will, give me more in the channel this month. I promise nothing really was recorded for a while, and so now we're getting back in the swing of things. So stay tuned. There's more coming. And until next time, give the channel a subscribe, give the video a like, ask any questions in the comments below, and until I see you next time, keep on writing.